This is day 1444 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. We are learning again tonight the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi L'schus Am Yisrael facing our enemies on the Olei Chaloseinu, Machsham Zichram, and particularly in Gaza and throughout the world. Today we're doing Yordei Simukut Tzadik, Sif Chavav to Lamed Dalet. Chavav. Plainly, so I can ask, how can you go after the biggest size legume you can find? Hari told Bashir Damakin has to do with the amount of blood in the louse. It's possible that there's you go the big gris, maybe there's also a bigger louse. Species question. What is the connection between a gris and the size of the louse or the bed bug or whatever? So Rami said, all shurim are chomer except for the shear of gris, which is lakel. You got the largest size legume you can find, you're leading up to that size. Fairly dachi berusha. It says I think it's like this. So Chachamim just said a gris generically. Must be that Chazal have an assumption, the knowledge that any blood of any louse will be the size of the largest gris in the world. But if you place you don't have a large gris, you have to go up to the gris in that place. That's a leniency. You don't have to go look for another gris. He says brackets that we don't know precisely what the size of gris is. We don't, because they have big ones and small ones. There's no concern. Then go after the largest one we can find. One has to analyze this further. Some rabbis wrote when she killed lots of bed bugs. It goes according to as many she killed. Many increasing as she killed bed bugs. There are those who say that Rabbanan did not draw distinctions. It's one of the grease you can't assume that it's from a bed bug no matter what. Or even for a lot of these lots of bed bugs. Sounds away from the that one grease is the limit up, no matter what. Because they match anything else. So it's the way of Rambam, who doesn't elaborate. Long brackets here. I would say that this seems to be this is linked to Plukta the Rabbi Chanina, Rabbi Yanu, Dafnun test. Nitzak a grease va'od. Then you find a grease and a little bit more, but also va'od, nitzvah va'macholos. And that va'od, that additional amount over grease, there is a crushed bed bug. The Rabbi Chanina Matar Meir, says, Tomei Rabbi Yanu Matar. Rabbi Raman Pasuk, Rabbi Chanina, Perktes Lochakal Wimel. That's Tomei. So that's why it's marked over here. You get up to only one gris and that's it. Like Rabbi Yana, I guess Magamish brings them down. We also need in this case. If she knows she killed more than one bed bug, she can assume even the size larger than one bed bug is still a bed bug. We can't say this. The Rosh, all the apostles also pass Rabbi Yana. That's still hard. Nevertheless, the Machmir here, it's easy to distinguish between the case of finding some grease of blood and the case they found a grease of odor blood with a crushed macholis on it. Kafches, Kosman Perik test involved. The Rambam writes, what's between a stain which she finds on her flesh and skin, and a stain which she finds on her clothing. Shakes and Nimsa Besara and Lashir. The case in which she finds on her body has no shear. It's not that which is fine clothing. It's not otame until it is a gris, etc. All the rabbis reject his words. There's no hint to such distinction in the Gemara. The stomach with the kassim gris. They just said generically a kassim requires a gris. Whether it's on her garment, whether it's on her skin. And Shona Paskin not like the Rambam. That's why maybe Rak Shem Yeshomim. The Rambam is the Stom say, Ayin Sham. Yesh goes to Tamos, I'm saying in the Rambam's reasoning. Should al Besara Safek Tameh, because we say on her skin is a Safek Tameh, V'Achaluka Safek Tar. And on her garment we say Safek Tar. Interesting. Okay. So on that basis, you distinguish between the two. It says, no, but on the contrary, from there it's the opposite proof. Because the Gemara asked, what are you talking about? If it's from below the belt, al chaluka my tar. If it's on her garment, why is she tar? If it's above the belt, al basara my tome. Why if it's on her skin is she tome? It concludes that she was walking through a marketplace of butchers. So if it's on her skin, she's tummy. Because if it came from outside, it should have been found on her garment as well. First to below, so it's quite explicit that without that svara of how to penetrate without leaving a mark, there's no reason to be more machmir by her skin than a garment. Otherwise, it'd say it's less than a gris. The basar tame, and therefore on her skin it's tame, v'chaluka Torah, and on her garment it's Torah. Because in the brackets here, just that the shach is tamua legamrei. Chavtes. L'nius daiti nir medivrei Rambam muchrochim. Was compelled to say the Rambam. We said in Mishnah Atzim from the order of the Mishnah itself. The Mikoide, Mishani first says Arakesim Abasara Chule. So a woman who sees a stain on her skin. Chakashinu, and then it says Rasa Chaluka, she sees on her garment, Minach Hagor Lamata, beneath the belt, Chule. Vakashinu, and after it says Talu Chol Davish Litos. She I used links before, but she attributes it, it's probably a better word. Anything she possibly can. Shach the payment, shach the animal, and the sasku summit, she involved in other stains, schooling. And then we learned Akami Tola Kagris, how to what extent can she I forgot the word I just used. I used the word attribute. No, I used the word attribute. Okay. Akagris Chule. This attribution, shall be the that's all we talk about, a stain on her garment, not a stain on her skin. Like the Shah says there previously, if it came from elsewhere, it should have found it on her clothing. So if that statement on Asa Chaluka doesn't distinguish Asa Chaluka. Well, let's go again because I got confused. To say to link it to shechting an animal, it says it's only if it's on her garment, not on her skin. If it's on her skin, it doesn't have to be involved in shechting stuff. Because then we should have found it on her skin. Like I wrote previously, so therefore, the last statement in the Mishnah, to what extent should be toilet gris? It's only going on her garment. Because on her skin there is nothing to which you can attribute it. It's a little bit difficult. So he explains the lamed. The time of Rabbi Kamil, so there's a big reason here. The kufa lo shach lidlos macholos klav. On her body, you can't assume it's from a bedbug. Because when the bed bug gets crushed in her lying down, or when she sits down, it got crushed on the sheet, or on the garment, like experience and test tells. So it must be that this came from her must have came from inside her body, if you don't find it on the sheet or on the garment. Must have flowed from inside and remains there. That's why the Shas does not link this to this suffix to less than a shear. There's no suffix at all. Okay, if it's on her skin, it says no suffix. Because I don't know why the bed bug can't get in under her clothing. I guess because they don't find it crushed. Not sure I understand this. Let's see a bit further. Besides, I understand. I understand the kesem on her clothing. You bring the beggar to the rabbi, and he reckons if it has size of grisim lav. A stain on her skin. Chacham is not looking at her skin. So she has to reckon herself. Okay, this is a very Balabatish answer. He says, well, if something which is nimsa to Chacham, trust the Chacham are measuring. We're not, because women are measuring. Maybe she can make something in the same shape or size as the kesem and bring it to the Chacham. Chazal don't specify that. So that's a much more of a pragmatic issue. In other words, we can't be making with Dam Absara because we can't trust that we're going to find out about what shear it was. But really, if we knew there was a shear, if we knew it was a minimal shear, we would say she's Torah according to this. According to the first reason that that we don't, if it was macholis was macholis, if there was a macholis, so we should have found something on the sheets when she sat or when she lay down. So there must come from inside the body. That work is not a chisoni idea issue, not a issue that we can't measure, but an issue, an intrinsic issue. Okay, in the bracket says here, the Mishnah equates her garment below the belt and her skin opposite her private parts. And all that says she can assume up to a degree. Says Oshun and move clowns, understood all. The Mishnah calls that, none of this is a Mishnah. Kachshin all says the Mishnah is Achaluka mina chagor gomer. On her garment from below the belt, etc. Rasa base choluk. She sees it on the sleeve of the garment. Imagir knega base interpret the sleeve reaches opposite her private parts. Ayin sham. See what he says there. Vopel isi b'mida od sham shevi shirashi because of the Rambam. Milo says Rashi well the Rambam. So learning says of Rashi. You don't find such thing in Rashi. Milo kapanim may do so in the Amona. I shouldn't trust the Migdal. Most people did not. He does. Shekasish Kenkeo Rebbe Seina for Tzarfasi. This is the Masar from a French rabbi P. Rashi's out in the name of Rashi Shesar Mikain that they hold this way. God goes, my money is Kosish Rabbi Nassim Basaka Rambam. The Kosav Shekol Gu Baduku Eitzim Macholis. Rabbeinu Simcha says the entire body is considered as if it is pre-checked and there was no bed bugs on it. Says I think he's saying like us. The macholos nefel is dama asadina chaluk. If there be a macholos, the blood would spill on the sheet or on the garment. Lamed Isa Magmara Toba Pishpish Ad Keturmus. She can attribute the blood to a pishpish, which is a larger type of insect, up to the size of a turmus. Perish Rashi Kesim Racha Mi Turmus Yichola Kesim Racha Kiturmus Below Machos a Pishpish. She Pishish Hagash Kisma Godol. Maybe kill the pishpish, which leaves a bitter stain. Pishpish who vants belaz. I'm not sure. We used to call these bugs tzanchanim, and when I was shavim, because they used to fall from the ceiling, and when you crush them, they had a very, very terrible smell. And I don't remember what they're called in English. Anyway, if I come as Rashi Mokum B'Shem Mitzim, B'Shem has to be a place where Pish B'Shem are prevalent. Chinks of Rashi Doris Abayis. There's some Komash Yesh Sherachash Pishpa Pish Matzui B'Hem, places where this insect of Pishpish is prevalent. V'Osam Komas Tola Isha B'Ksom Akatumas. A woman can attribute stains up to the size of tumus in the Pishpish. Until it's more than a turmus in size. Only if she knows she killed a pishpish, or she smells the smell, which you get if you crush it, to consume up to tumas. She says only if she knows she killed one. Without that, ain't told it. It shows the Torah explicitly. If she didn't kill one or smell its smell, ain't told, but we don't assume that was the case. The reason used to be the it says a bad smell. It's not like a bed bug, it has no smell. You can't but default assume that it was a pishpish, because she didn't smell its smell. Besides, if it would be the case that it was crushed under her, so she would smell it. Now, basically, maybe it's Rambam doesn't have the halacha pishpish at all. Because Gemara says, bris krusa, there's a covenant, so to speak. Anybody who crushes it smells it. So you can't assume it's a pishpish unless you smell it. And she smells it, and then obviously she's Tyler, because she knows that she's crushed one. So that's a clue what he says. Ram says if she can attribute it to anything, she can attribute it. The Pasuk and Machriya are Mako like the Rashba, who says that places where there are pishpishim, she can go up to turmus. Because by some we are lenient, tas and the shach. And that which she didn't smell. Could say because she questioned when she was sleeping. And this we see with our own eyes. We see in places where there are pishpishim. You find lots of blood from them when they're crushed on sheets and on garments. That's the psak where they're prevalent. In the brackets it says, you can also tell a stain from a pishpish by looking at it. But based on our assumption, they're not expert to distinguish between types of blood. Interesting. So you can't, in this case it's a kula, since you don't know what blood looks like, so therefore we can assume that this is pishpish blood. Those who know. I don't know how they should paskin if they see blood which they know is pishpish blood and they know how to distinguish. I doubt anybody knows today. Who knows? What is the measure of a tumus? It's a type of legume. Shumar lupino, a lupin bean. You can buy them in the store with action. We don't know them by us, evidently, in Russia. In the Vedic, they didn't have any. It's a bean which is round like a lentil, but it's wide, like a small coin. It's very bitter. Some people translate it into German as Feigbohnen, and this is a fig legume. I'm saying, let me tell you, doesn't know what that is. Says it's very large. Because of those who wrote, says I guess half a penny. We don't know what that is either. The Mosh, because of Rashi and certainly the Mosh, which Rashi wrote about, is long forgotten. In brackets it says, I don't know the Minchas Yaakov knew besides the seller, what a seller is. Wow. So if I go by my judgment call. Bragg says, "Gam chachmason because of chatzi patch." Benelami many my beazu. I have no idea what his point is. Any kabbalah b'shir is that, and I have no masorah as to the shir of this. Lamadav v'dash ein chiluk b'shurim elu b'kigris v'turmas. Doesn't matter the shirim of gris v'turmas. Pen shekesim budak becomes so. Or it's a thin amount of blood, or Av could become so, or thick. Av shesvir kshudak misbashi goes there. Even though according to logic, when it's thin, it expands more. Lo kshuav comes so, and now when it's thick, not sure what was it. Okay, anyway, Chachamim did not make differentiations. So Chazal work. Slice it with a knife. Mapaki was saying, somebody who cast down this is astonishing to us. And that's really the great achronim about this topic.